we are working on each whenever we are working on the each scenario. Okay, so now I have selected the this data source schema as well. So now we are building our own data fabric. So that means your data will be automatically synced into the APN. This enables the faster performance and more powerful features that enhance our speed of development. So now whenever I click on the next option, you can see you can create your own data model into your data source. So here you can see there are five fields got auto populated in which is these are nothing but the data fabric fields, sorry, metadata fields. These we can call them as a metadata fields. Metadata fields will get auto populated. So if you want to add a new column, you can select this and set a new field here, or else if you want to add multiple fields at a single go, you can add this one as well. So as per our data model, let's go into our data model first and then see how many columns does it required for us to create a record type data model. So here ID is also already there. Apart from ID and easy active, these columns we required around five columns we required: subject, body, location, start time, and end time. Okay, so now I will choose this add multiple fields and I will pass five here. And when I click on add, you can see five empty rows will get created here. See, five empty rows got created. So now for this, I will provide the subject as one of the column. For the subject, I will go with the text as a data type. I don't want to change to other data types. Okay. And then location. Location spelling is location. So I was also going with the location as a text only. And then body. So in the body, I want to store extra long text, which means it will see here we have the stores up to 250 stores up to 255 characters. So if you want to increase the character size to it's loading guys in the backend. See, when you use long text, it will store up to 4,000 characters. Okay. When you use extra long text as a data type for the one of the column, it will store up to 64,000 characters, guys. So when they ask you the difference between long text and extra long text, you can answer like this. As of now, 4,000 characters is enough for us. So now I'm passing the long text only and coming to the next column, start time, meeting start time. Start time in the sense start time, meeting start time. So now meeting start time, I will go with the date and time because I want the date and the time as well, and the time. Yeah, and the time I will go with the date and time, guys. Okay. So these are the including metadata fields. I am configuring my fields as well. And see, yep. So I'm done with my So yeah, fields configuration. So now I will click on the next option here. So when you click on the next, so it will ask for the relationship suggestion relationships also it will show here. So here, but I don't want to go with the relationship as of now any relationship. So I'm removing this. I will show you how to establish the relationship as well once we created the two record types. Because when you want to establish the connection between two records, establish the record relationship, we require two record types, guys. Okay. So for that, we as of now we have only one record, right? So now I'm not going to establish any connection. So this is the preview of our fields. So if you click on the save changes, so what will happen? So what will happen? It will create a table in the backend, guys. Okay, so if you want to preview the database script, so you can preview the database script as well. So I selected this option link here, so it's loading in the backend. See that script got downloaded here. Preview of the so this script will run in the backend. This is the create table script, guys, for our T4 meeting. This is the table name which will get created in the backend. It will get created in the backend. So now see, so I have not added a save changes, right? So if I have not added the save changes, so see, when you expand the schema APN, you can able to see events, functions, procedures, tables, and views. So in the schema, actually schema contains all these type of arguments, guys. Now here I am passing my table name called T4 meeting. So as of now, I can't see that any one of the table is having T4 meeting. Okay. So now I will click on the save changes. Then we can able to see. So here see, ID is a not null column and auto increment. As we discussed, right? Auto increment in the sense, this column we don't need to send any value, so it will automatically get increment when we send other values to this table. Okay, and the primary key as a ID, which is nothing but the unique identifier for this table, and it will be the unique row identifier as well. Okay, so now I will add this our reference here for our future reference. Yeah, the table script. Okay, so now I will click on the save changes, guys. I'm simply clicking on the save changes. See, record type has successfully updated. If you want to download this option, database scripts, you can select this option and download. So as of now, I will go with the close button. So security and everything we will configure later, guys. So this is the data model tab, guys. So we will discuss each and every tab. You don't need to worry. So as of now, please look into this data model tab only. So in the data model tab, you can able to see whatever the field name and the type we have created. Okay. If you want to map record fields in the sense, uh, and there will be the columns in the background in in the database. Okay, uh, I mean, see here, see T4 meeting got created, right? So see, this is our table in the backend. Okay. When you go to the structure here, so you can able to see each and every column and their type. Varchar is nothing but the text data type. Okay. And date and time. So you can see for the ID, it is the primary key. When you see the null column here, every column will accept null value. Yes, 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 yes. Except ID. ID won't accept the null value. Okay. Default value as well, we have not provided. So this is how the table which we have created. Okay. So now what I want to discuss here is, so this is the data model, guys. If you want to unselect the fields, few of the fields in the database not to appear in the record type, so we can go with this option. Okay. If you unselect these options, you can't able to use those fields in the record type. Here it won't appear. If it is won't appear now, we can't able to use anywhere. Okay. If you want to modify the source fields, you can modify the source fields as well. See, these are the source fields. If you want to add a new field, if you want to modify the existing field, everything we can modify here. So record custom field, we will discuss this. It will take entire class. So as of now, so you can see here, this is the data model and map record fields and so more source fields modifying. So here source information is there. What is the source? Database is the source and the schema is the Appian. You can see the schema which we are storing under the Appian schema. So that is the information. And yeah, this is the name of the data source and the schema is as well Appian and the table is the T4 meeting. This is the table which we have created in the background. Okay. So now we have successfully created for meeting details. Now we will create for quickly create for attendees as well. Okay. And then we will create the CDT as well. Okay. Now what I want to create here is attendees. Okay. Now I'll quickly create on attendees. The same procedure what we have followed for meeting. So we are following for attendees record as well. So now what will we create? So we will provide security as we discussed earlier, T4 admin and T4 users. And this is the administrator and this is the viewer. So now I'm clicking on the save option here. Now it will landing to our record page. So now you can see here, right? So it will ask us again, tell us about our data. So same like that, I want to create a table from scratch itself. So now I want to create the tables from scratch itself. And again, I'm creating. So here you can see, I can select the schema jdbc/apn and the schema name is the apn. So now again, going to our data model, let's see how many fields I have need to configure for this attendees. So I have to configure apart from the metadata 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 columns I have to add here. Meeting ID, name, email, check-in, feedback. So now I will select this multiple option and go with the 5 and creating the option called add here. So now here I will add meeting ID and then name of the participant and email address of that participant and then uh, and then check in whether he checked in or not, and feedback details capturing for time using feedback. So coming to the meeting ID will be the number integer, guys. I don't want to go with the text. Name will be the text, email will be the text, user will be the text. Check-in is also we can go with the boolean as well. If the check-in true, we can check in false. Okay, if the check-in as we will store as a true, otherwise we will store as a false here. Okay, so as of now, feedback is text only, small text they've entered, right? So establishment of relationship, I don't want to go with as of now. I will show you in the record type object. You don't need to worry. So I'm clicking on the save changes. These are the preview options. So now it will create a new table called T4 attendees. So now I'm closing this. So this is the data model for our attendees, guys. See, now you can see T4 attendees got created, right? So now when I search in the background with the T4 underscore, I will provide. See, you can see T4 attendees and T4 meeting. Two tables got created for our POC. See, uh, this is the data model, guys. So I will show you how to create a foreign key as well. You don't need to worry. As of now, you can see the fields and the column data types here only. So this is the none data, none default null in the sense it won't accept the null values. Null value no in the sense it won't accept the null values. It is the integer type and it is the primary key. So now we have created the two record types for our two tables. So now for these two itself, we will create a CDT as well, guys. I will show you how to create the CDT as well. So whenever you are creating a CDT, you had a four options are available, guys, for creating a CDT. Same like that for the creating the record type, how many ways we are having, right? So for CDT creation as well, these are all for record type creation. So CDT creation as well, we have four types of options are available. So when we can create Control Z, Control V, one, Control Z. Yeah, these are the four ways we can create a CDTs. We can create from scratch. Scratch in the sense we need to configure like here in the data in the record type when we configure na, it is asking me the C like this. Like this we can able to see when we create from scratch. Uh, it will ask us like this, like a field name and the type of the field name and the type of the field. Like this it will ask in the CDT when you want to create a when you want to go with the option called create from scratch, okay? And when you go with the duplicate the existing data types in the sense you have already created a CDT, you want to copy those columns from that CDT, you will go with this option called create from existing CDT. See, so it is asking me the data type to be the duplicate. So we will provide the new name for that duplicated data type and then we will create. So we can duplicate from the existing data type as well. So we can create from the database table or the view option. Okay. I mean, in the sense, so in the database, I have already the table got created. So for the table, I want to create a data type, CDT. So we can go with this option as well. Import XSD in the sense, so you have the XML schema definition already configured. So you want to upload that schema and you want to create a CDT. So this I will show you once the CDT got created. You don't need to worry. Okay. So now, as of now, create from scratch as you have seen, right? This is the create from scratch option which I have shown you in the record type, same applicable for the CDT as well. So now we will try with the duplicate from existing CDT is also not a big task. So we will go with the create from database table or the view option. Okay. Whenever you go with the database or table view option, so we need to select the data source here. So I have selected the JDBC slash Appian, our default database data source. So when it's selected now, the schema got enabled. Mm. Yeah. So schema as well, APN got selected. So here it is asking me the table, which table you want to select. So the tables are already existing, right? So I want to go with the T4 meeting table. Okay. I want to create a data type for the T4 meeting table, which I have already existing in the database. See here. So T4 meeting is the CDT name, and these are the columns which you have already existing in the database, column name and the column type. So this is the field types for the CDT, guys. Okay. These are the column names in the existing in the database table, and these are the field names in the CDT. Okay, I will show you the field names and field type and uh, everything in the CDT itself. Okay. So now it is asking me to provide the data store. Okay. Also create a data store entity for this required to read the data from the database. Okay. So it is asking you to create the data source, guys. To create the data source, you can select this new option. Okay. So I'm selecting the new data source option. So it's simply asking me the T4 DS. DS in the sense data store, guys. T4 DS I'm creating here. So for the data source as well, data store object as well, we need to provide the security, object level security. So for object level security, I'm providing T4. So for the admin, I'm providing the admin access. For the users, I'm providing the viewer access. Okay. I'm clicking on the save option here. So the data source got created, guys. Okay. So the whatever the CDT we are creating that will be published in the data store. So anyway, I will show you how will it get published. You don't need to worry. See, I'm opening the data store, guys. Here as well, you can able to open. So whenever you opened after you created the data stores, you will land on this page. Okay. This page look like the data store page will look like this, guys. So here you need to select the schema, data source and schema. Okay. I'm selecting the APN JDBC slash APN, which we have configured in the admin console schema. So in that schema only, whatever the tables I have created, sorry, whatever the CDTs I am creating, right? That will be adding here to send the data to the data source. Okay. So this is the connection. We are making the establishment for passing the data from the CDT to the data source. Okay. So the data source connection need another object to establish the connection for the CDT. But in the record type, you can see the source which we have configured in the while creating the data model itself, right? Right. While creating the here itself, while before choosing this data model, we have selected the source, right? So that's why it doesn't require another object to configure the establishment. So, but in the CDTs, we don't have that option to select the data source. Once we created na, so this is what we are going to creating, right? So once we created na, so then only we need to make the establishment. Then only we will make the establishment connection between the external system. So I know you will get little bit confused. So now I will show you. So once we created a CDT, so I will show you how the entity will be added into the uh, data store. So simultaneously, we will developing the application by using the CDTs and the record types as well, guys. Then you will can easily compare and you can understand the differences as well. Why we use the CDTs and why we will use the data stores. I mean CDTs. See, this is how the CDT landing page will look like, guys. In the CDT landing page, you can able to see 10 fields got added into this CDT. So this is the field name. If you want to modify, you can modify. If you want to rearrange these fields, you can rearrange these fields. And if you want, you can see this is the type of the CDTs and the length you can able to see. And if you want to configure them as a array, you can configure them as a array. And if you want to make this as a primary key field for one of the field in the CDTs, you can able to select a primary key and you can select the auto-generated in the sense next unique identifier when new record were written into the data store entity. I mean, when you have created a new row, the new identifier will get generated based on the previous ID. So like this, auto-generate will work, guys. Okay. So now we have seen the CDT, how the CDT will have, right? So now you can see here, uh, this is before publishing the entity. Once you publish the entity, when you want to publish the entity, here you need to select the entity name here. Okay. Entity name, search here T4. Entity and then anything but CDT only, guys. Whenever we are calling the CDT in the T4 meeting, CDT in the data store, we will call them as an entity here. Okay. Entity name this one. Okay. So when I reload this, so because while creating the CDT itself, we have added the entity in the data store, right? So you can able to see here directly. I have not saved the data store object earlier. So now see the entity got added here, right? So while creating the CDT itself, we have added the data store and the entity name, right? So now those details got all got added into this data entities in the data store. If you want to verify them, you can verify them. So the data store cannot be published until the mappings of the entity are being published. So now the entities are mapped. Why the entities are mapped in the sense this table is existing under the data source. That's why it is got verified. So now when I make the save and publish, then what will happen? Then the connection between the uh, this CDT and the external data source table connections are got established. That means whenever we are passing the data to the CDT, it will store under this T4 meeting table in the data source. So this is how we will establish the connection between the CDT and the MariaDB data source, or else whatever it may be external data source, by using the data store object. And CDTs are nothing but the data containers. So each and every field data we can hold under the CDT itself. So we can create this CDT and we can use this CDT as well. Why we will use the CDT and the record type we will discuss. You don't need to worry. So as of now, we have discussed the data models, right? How we will create using the CDTs and the data store. Sorry, CDTs and the record type. Now we'll go to the next one. Yeah, so now you want to establish the connection, right? So I will click on this attendees. Not, I don't want to give the relationship on child one. I want to give the relationship on parent one. So if you want to add a relationship here, you can select T4. Yeah, T4 attendees. I am selecting here and clicking on the next option. So here, see, when you want to establish the connection, the pop-up will appear like this. The relationship is attendee's name. So in the record type, you can create three types of relationship, guys. In interview also, they will ask how many relationship we can able to configure in the record type. So you can set three. So one to many, many to one to one relationship we can able to establish. But they will ask one more relationship, many to many. How to establish many to many? Is it possible in the record type to configure many to many relationship? So you can say in the record type, you don't have that option, but we can establish with the another record type. So that requires third record type need to be created to establish the connection between two record types as a many to many. There will be a interaction of the third record type. Then only you can able to create a many to many relationship. That one as well we can able to see. You don't need to worry. So yeah, as of now I've selected one to many relationship because of as we discussed it, right. So for each meeting ID there will be a multiple rows in the attendees table. So this will be the one to many relationship. Yeah, one to many relationship. As we discussed, this is a one to many relationship, guys. So now going back to here and selecting the primary key of the meeting table and foreign key which we have given meeting ID in the attendees table, right? That is how. So we had few more options here, write and delete the records. That means for this relationship, we can write or delete the related records when the base record type common fields is the primary key or a unique key. Yes, it will update when you do any changes to the uh, primary key related fields in one of the parent table. It will get reflected to the child table as well, guys. Like writing or deleting the attendance when modifying meetings. Do not delete Do not write or delete attendees when modifying the meeting table. So when we make the established relationship, right? So what will happen when we do any changes to this meeting record type? So it will also will affect to the attendees as well. So like that, we are making the relationship base. So I will show you once you configure the data to the record data source. So now you can see when once you get added the relationship from T4 meetings to the T4 attendees, you can see the relationship name here, one to many relationship, and this is nothing but the relationship diagram, guys. Okay, this is nothing but the relationship diagram which we can able to see in the parent record type. Okay, now I am saving this record type. Yeah, going back to the database and yeah, browser. So in the database as well, we need to add the relationship, guys, with the meeting table to the attendees table. How we will add the relationship? So we can add the relationship by using, we have few options here, not operation structure. As of now, only primary key got added. Okay, he is adding the yeah relation view. Sorry. Yeah, here we can add the relationship, guys. Sorry. Yeah, foreign key constraints. We can add the foreign key constraint. Foreign key constraint name FK underscore meeting ID. Meeting ID. Column. Meeting ID. Table. Yeah, T4 meeting. Yeah, T4 meeting ID. So if you want to go with the preview of SQL, see. So we are adding the constraint called foreign key constraint, guys. Okay, we are adding the foreign key here. Foreign key meeting ID. So in this attendees table, meeting ID will be the foreign key, referencing which table? Meeting table ID. So like this, we are establishing the connection. So base table in the sense attendees table meeting ID, referencing the T4 meeting table ID. So we are making the foreign key relationship. So if you want to go in depthly for this one, na, so I will add here. You can use this as a reference for your creation as well. Can use this one. So now when I close this and save this now, the foreign key relationship will get established in the backend as well. Yeah. See now your foreign key relationship got established. So now you can see index got created. Index is nothing but the foreign key, guys. Okay. So yeah. So we have added the relationship between the uh, meeting table and the attendees table by joining the meeting ID as a foreign key. Okay. So now we have added a relationship in both the Appian side and the database side as well. Okay. So why I have added in the sense, I will show you in the next classes. You don't need to worry. Okay. So now we'll go to the next tab called data preview tab. So in the data preview tab, you can see whatever the rows we have inserted in the backend, those data we can able to see in the APN in the under the data preview tab, guys. Okay. Other than this, no things, extra things got added having here. So record events. So record events in the sense, so we can generate the record events, guys. Okay. So if you want me to go in depthly about the record events, so I will share this link, guys. If you want to go through this link, you can go through this. No need to worry. Yes, guys. Record type events in the sense it is for mainly for the logging purpose, guys. Logging in the sense when you make any changes in this meeting table record type, so you can add the related information to any other table as a audit table. We can say audit data. We can write by using the generate record events. Okay. So as of now, it doesn't require for our POC, but you can try by clicking on this generate record events. You don't need to configure manually. You simply click on this generate record types, event record types, then it will create a event record types as well for this record type. Okay. So now in the event record types, we can see uh, these for the business use cases, guys. These are all for the business use cases. So configuring the record types will come into this picture. See here. So when you are configuring the record events, you can see the here event history, event lookup, and reply thread, everything options we can see here. So we can generate the new record type events as well. Yeah. Also we can if you want to configure the existing record types as a events, you can use that as well. So we will try with this option. See. So these are the yeah. So related types for the record events on the configuration tab. So yeah, business process model include when you want to generate the record types events, you can also add a custom fields to the T4 attend days to calculate the duration as well. So here you cannot select a record type event because there is no one-to-many relationship here configured to the right records. So now there is no relationship got established, right? So that's why we can't able to configure the record event here. So if you want to configure the record event here, so we will go to the one-to-many relationship established meeting record type. Okay. So using the existing record types, see record type name, I will go with the T4 attendees. So select the record type and the fields that store who completes the event and when. So created by completes the event, automation identifier field, timestamp created on, custom field will be the name. I want to store the name, automation identifier field. The field stores the event automation type. This field is only required if you want to measure the automation in your process. So no, I don't want to measure any automation as of now. So yeah, record type to the lookup. So there is no lookup record types what created, right? So cannot select a event lookup because there is no many to one relationship event exist in this event history record type. So for configuring this as well, we need a lookup record type in the sense. Lookup record type in the sense, So guys, lookup values. So lookup values in the sense we need a record type to look for a value in that record type. So that requires a many to one relationship. For many values, we are referring to the single lookup, right? So like that, we need to establish the connection. Then only we can able to configure the record type even for this record type. So we will configure the lookup record as well in the next sessions. No need to worry. Yeah. So, guys, I'm open for your questions. I do. Do you want me to ask any questions to regarding the today's record type object data store and CDT, or else previous topics also you want me to? Do you want me to ask? You can ask me. No issues. Pranali, are you clear with this today's record type object and the CDT object configuration and the data store object configuration? How we will establish the connections and how where we will configure the source and everything? మ్మ్. అన్నీకి ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా ఇందులో?
Hello, hello.
ప్రణల్, ఆర్ యు దేర్? Okay, Anna. So I have added the tasks as well. So in the tasks list, so day 18, day 8 task list. So yeah, here you can able to see all the tasks which I have added here, and topics we discussed, right? So topics and as well as the links as well I have added here, and we have whatever the objects we have discussed today, related information as well we have added here. Okay, you can go through this for your reference as well. And yeah, we have on the starting phase of our POC. So tomorrow we will discuss in depthly about the interface creation, guys. Okay. Sorry, tomorrow there will be no class. I was on traveling tomorrow, so we'll connect on Friday. Okay, then fine. If you don't have any queries now, then we can close this session for today and we'll connect Thursday.